welcome to ShareTreck. It is 19th of January. It's around 10:30 in the morning. I thought I'll do this video a bit early because it doesn't seem to make sense predicting this market. It's just going crazy. Just as I mentioned yesterday, we have a dead cat bounce today. So all the green that we are seeing, in my opinion, I don't think we can trust it. So I'm looking to sell whatever I can whenever there is a profit so that I can buy it at a lower price, because I have not seen much change since I last looked at the charts. Nothing more has changed. So let us start off with some news articles to begin with, and then we'll quickly have a look at the market by the time we finish this recording and see if we can predict anything at all. So the first article I would like to bring to your attention is going to be in Seeking Alpha. I'd like you to go and have a read. It's a very nice article. It's got a lot of information. The author has done quite a bit of research. So it doesn't make sense reproducing this here. I have done a similar piece earlier, which many of you have seen, but this has got a little more information. The gist of the article is that even though investors were disappointed with the CTX 110 results, it has a RMAT designation from the FDA and is currently enrolling patients in its pivotal trial. So that's the gist. And the other thing that he's mentioning here is the company is expected to launch a therapy to functionally cure beta thalassemia and sickle cell anemia in 2023. So I agree with that, but I think it's also possible that they may do it a bit earlier, because with so much of pricing pressure in the market and the thirst for results from everyone, I feel that they might be working as efficiently as possible and try to get it towards the end of 2022 and maybe the first quarter of 2023. That's my gut feel. I have nothing to back it except the investor sentiment here. So it's worth having a look at it. And according to this author, CRISPR is most likely to be the first company to come with a monetized product, and I share that opinion. I have mentioned that in my earlier videos as well. So yeah, let us look at the next article. So CRISPR is going to come up with its earnings on 11th of March for the period ending December 31. And here is an estimate from MarketBeat. They are expecting CRISPR to report a quarterly sales of 5.39 million. So it's a bit early right now, but we'll watch out for more estimates from analysts, and closer to the time we'll have a much better handle. And how will that help us is that when we see the earnings come out, we would know whether the CRISPR shares are going to go down or up. So if they meet the expectations, then we can expect that the market, the share price is not going to fall down. So it's just a little bit of extra information that we can get to protect our investments. That's how I look at the earnings estimates information. So the next very interesting news is in PR Wire News. It talks about mutation detection kit in genome editing market having a size of 455.1 million by 2028. So what this basically means is that when you look at the current status of the market, right, as they mentioned here in these points, the salient feature of this market is that currently most of the revenues that have come from licensing. That have gone to the R&D and academic research institutes which hold the patents. Now, in future, what's going to happen is monetization of therapies and other things. Apart from that, because of COVID-19, there has been demand for mutation detection kits. So when you want to verify variants of COVID, you can have these kits perform a good function there. And based on that, there's been a lot of ideas of how to use the mutation detection kits for various purposes, whether it's in crops or it's in animals or in humans. So that market size is expected to be around 455.1 million by 2028. So this is an expansion of the market, and it's really a interesting piece of news and motivating for people like us who are investing in CRISPR. Another interesting article is in Zacks. I would encourage all of you to go and have a look at it. Zacks generally produces a whole lot of really good research pieces that are easily accessible to most retail investors. And this one is about Editas. And it's a pretty good read. I don't want to just copy whatever they are saying and present it to you. Please go and have a look at it. And then when I have my own analysis, you can compare what you think about Editas. So yeah, that's about it. And what else? So that's all the motivation for today. Now let's go and look at the dreaded market. So here's the Vixen, and we can see a red candle. These each candles are 1 day each, and let me go on to a 1 day view so we can see where it is moving across. So as you can see, we have dropped around 1.06%, but this red line out here, if I zoom out, you can see this red line. So this is likely to help Vixen bounce back, but if it did not, then we are in luck, because then we can see further reduction in Vixen. And this red line is coming from quite a while. So it had been tested a couple of times, and then here, and then it broke through, and now I think on the 14th we just jumped up 10 points, I think, and then we moved sideways, consolidating until 18th, and now we are going to test this support again. If we fall down, there's a good chance that we may bounce off this before we go down further. So we'll have to wait and watch. Nothing much has changed in the market. The risk factors that I discussed in my earlier video, they're all still in play. Nothing has been resolved. And also there is a news article I saw in Bloomberg which said that breakthrough Omicron cases show the weakness of mRNA vaccines. And on a whole, that is not good for the market if we are going to have persistent fear of this pandemic going forward. And for the CRISPR sector itself, the fact that mRNA vaccines are not doing as great with the Omicron breakthrough cases is not a positive news. So overall, it's not looking that great, except this fall. And now, if you ask me what is the reason for this fall in VXN, I would say that it's a dead cat bounce, because it's always noticed when markets are down and volatile. After a severe drop, there is always a bit of a jump, because there are many investors who feel that the market has stopped falling. Now it's safe to buy, and they are the ones who push it up. But then towards the evening or the next morning, everything falls down again. So I wouldn't trust this bit of green that we see in the NASDAQ. It's just 0.18%. I don't think it's going to persist. Now let's go off to biotech and have a quick look at all our shares. I'm going to just sort this out. So Verve is 8.56% plus, Regeneron is 1.49% plus, Beam is 0.56 plus, Vertex is 0.04 plus. So that is a bit heartening out there. And the maximum that we have seen in loss is minus 1.98 for PACB, which we have recently started covering. Apart from that, everything else is just marginally down, and they could turn green for a while, and maybe by the end of the day or early tomorrow morning, all of them are likely to go red. I'm afraid that that's how I think it's going to play out until risks are ironed out. So that's all I have for you today. I don't want to waste time going through each of these charts and trying to predict what is going to happen, because the market is volatile. There is no rhyme or reason behind any jumps that we see. Either it should go sideways or probably go down further until it meets some kind of a support. But anything else is futile. There is no need to speculate. And I bet nobody in the market knows why it's going up and how low it's going to go until some of these risks are resolved. So you guys have a great day, and we'll speak to you in the next session probably tomorrow. And bye for now.